Stone Cold Gentleman. You're probably thinking, what exactly is a Stone Cold Gentleman? Stone Cold Gentleman. Today we're going to talk about quiet quitting. It's a rainy Friday. It's the last Friday of April. So we're going to talk about quiet quitting. Why are we going to talk about quiet quitting? Why not? Actually, there's a reason we're going to talk about quiet quitting. Now, if you've never heard of quiet quitting, by definition, is when you go to work and you just do the bare minimum. You still do the job, but not like you used to. Remember when you first got that job and you were enthusiastic and you loved it? The first 5 years you were doing it, you were killing it. And then somewhere you just woke up and thought, what the hell am I doing here? I had that. They call it an epiphany. And I had that. One day, I stood right there in the middle of the hallway and I looked down the hallway and I was like, I quit. I said I quit, but I didn't quit. But my initial reaction was, what the hell am I doing here? I mean, I knew why I was there, but what was I doing there? I didn't like what I was doing there. I hate it. I'm not going to tell you what the job was, but I hated it. It just was, yeah. And it got worse from there. So, we're going to talk about quiet quitting. Now, this is an article. Well, it's kind of an article and it's kind of a definition of what is quiet quitting. So, I'm going to hit you with this. I'm going to read this. I'm going to talk about it. First thing, all right. More than half of American workers engage in quiet quitting, according to, I should have brought my reading glasses. All right. Once again, more than half of American workers engage in quiet quitting, according to new Gallup polls. Some people called it a no-sense trend, but the fact is that the popularity of the term is all over the news and social media. This new situation is one focus. No, wait a minute. You know what? I should have brought the glass. Hold on, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right, we'll start all over. All right, more than half of American workers engage in quiet quitting, according to new Gallup studies. Some people called it a no-sense trend, but the fact is that the popularity of this term is all over the news and social media. This new situation is one facet of the so-called Great Resignation, and it's obviously linked to COVID-19 consequences. True, because most people realize that the jobs that they have, like, I don't know, what procurement, travel agents, some other jobs that you can do from home. You go into the office and do it, and it's like, you know what? I could have done this at home. I could have woken up and just do it right then and there. It's tough. Let me keep going. The COVID-19 pandemic not only disrupted everyone's lives with restrictions and a lockdown of public gatherings, it also made some people rethink their career choices. I did not pre-read this, so when I said, you standing there thinking about, what the hell am I doing here? That's what I'm saying, right? Right. Now, during what's known as the Great Resignation, now listen to this, 71.6 million people left their jobs from April 2021 through April 2022, which averages 3.98 million people quitting monthly, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. In June 2022, the number of people quitting reached 4.2 million. That means since the pandemic, people have made some different choices. They thought, you know what the hell am I doing here? Not only are people resigning from positions, they also want to limit their workloads. Enter quiet quitting, the new way of doing a job bare minimum, or doing a job bare minimum. Some jobs don't even take 8 hours to do. There are some jobs that you can do in 4 hours. There are some jobs you can do at home. There are some jobs you can do in the car. Just, it's like, yeah, I just had a Zoom meeting in the car. Yeah, could have been an email. It happens. Now, what does quiet quitting mean? Let me give you this definition because this is what it is. Okay? I'm going to start from, let's see. All right. I'm going to read. Yeah, I'm going to read where it says quiet quitting. No, you know what? Okay. Let's face it, the workplace has changed. Organizations tend to have 3 types of workers engaged: 32% actively disengaged, 18% and not engaged, 50% at work. This third category fits what has been called quiet quitters, people who do the minimum required and are psychologically detached from their job. Yes.
Fuck this place. Y'all can have it.
Quiet quitters aren't actually quitting their job. Instead, they are simply doing exactly what's in their job description and nothing else. Quiet quitting isn't really about quitting, it's about burnout. Yes, that's what happened with me. I got this new job from 63. I was excited. I wasn't excited about doing the job. I didn't really like the job, but for me, it was more about taking care of the family. Things. You know what I'm saying? When did getting a Big Mac meal cost almost $11? Back in the day, we can get a Big Mac meal for $4. Matter of fact, back in the day, if we just had $20, we can go out on a date and have 2 Big Mac meals and go to the movies with that same $20 and get popcorn. Those were some days. According to Gallup, According to Gallup, workers can slip into quiet quitting for 3 main reasons. Number 1, lack of expectations and goal setting. They don't know what's expected of them at work. I knew what was expected of me at work, and I went far and beyond. And for the money that I was getting, that's when the epiphany happened, and it was like, is it worth it? Not really. I mean, the exhaustion, the back pain, the stress, You have to think, is it worth it? Number two, lack of opportunity to grow. They feel employers are not giving them an opportunity to learn and grow. All right, so we're talking about quiet quitting. Now, signs of quiet quitting: not attending meetings. I did not attend the meeting. What was this thing? It was some sort of breakfast type of thing. I chose not to go because I just didn't want to go. Let's see. Missing basic deadlines. I didn't have any deadlines, but I did do less than I wanted to do. And not less like obvious less. It was more like just some things could have waited until the next day. It wasn't an emergency. I hit the basic blah blah blah. But and there were some things that if I missed it, tomorrow's another day. Arriving late or leaving early. Yeah, well, mine was a little backwards once this new supervisor got here. Once this new supervisor got in, it was more like leaving late and not getting the stuff done that I usually would get done. Let's see. Reduction in productivity and focus. Like I said, not by me, but that's what was happening. I was so busy doing this, and this with this person that this, and this was not getting done. And then I would hear that this, and this didn't get done, and then get blamed for it when it wasn't my fault. It was this person that messed up. You know it. Less contribution to team projects. You know, when people say teamwork makes the dream work, I want to punch them in the face because there are some things that is teamwork, and there are some things that you have to be a part of the team. Teamwork means doing things together with one another. Like this Stone Cold Gentleman thing, which was me and Sean's company since we graduated high school. Teamwork. We've been always team. We don't have egos about the SCG. It's we're going to do this, and this. Cool. Let's make it work. We're going to do this, and this. We're going to try this, and this. Cool. Let's make it work. What I was going through was more harassment, being followed, being bullied. In other words, being a man over 45, I was being treated like a teenager or like a private in basic training. And yeah, nobody has time for that. Lack of passion and enthusiasm, or lack of passion or enthusiasm. Stood there in that hallway, stared down the hall. I woke up every morning saying the same old thing. I quit. And as I drove to work, what the hell am I doing here? Now, when people start showing up, okay, it's been fun. It's like, okay. Sometimes you have those people who show up and you're like, yeah. But there are days you get there and and you just want to quit.
I'm out.
Now, when it comes to quiet quitting, doing the bare minimum, not doing as much as you used to, I'm going to tell you this story. Quiet quitting. When I started this job, it was, I felt a sense of purpose. I wanted to know if it would take over another business that I have. If I could stop that business, which was the side hustle. That became a main hustle for 3 years. And at one point, it was looking like it could. And then when I stood in that hallway and quit and asked the question, what the hell am I doing here? And I quit, and I started quitting every morning. It was more like, let's start new adventures. Let's find something else to do. 2023 come, got a new supervisor. Now, I tried to be cool with this particular supervisor. I've done, talked and everything, and, let them know how things were, how I am. I do have a sense of humor. Yes, I do play around at the job, but I do the job. I don't play around like, oh, you having water balloon fights and this. No, I do the job. I just don't take the job seriously, that when it comes to something happening, I just go nuts.
If anyone had said anything to me at all when I first started here, that sort of thing was frowned upon.
It's not happening. And everything was cool, but then, I don't know, somewhere along the line, it became apparent that this is not going well, and I understand the word triggered now. Like, I've seen TV shows where they say, oh, they're triggered. It's like, which is the same as they snapped. So what happened was, I went to my car on one of those cold days that became a hot day, and I took my I had on shorts under my pants, so I took the shorts off, took them to the car. I come back, supervisor asks me, you went out to your car, why did you go to your car? Or what were you doing at your car? And I laughed it off and said, man, I got real hot, so I took my shorts off and I took them to the car. Put them in the car. Next thing you know, I didn't even think in my head, why you asking me why did I go to my car? Don't worry about it. My car is outside. It's 50 feet away from the building. That's none of your business. But I didn't say that. I just said that was it. Next thing you know, I came home that day. I couldn't sleep, and everything that happened since he got there just came out. Just like I couldn't sleep. And when I say harassment and bullying, it's like it's like if you have kids, and when your kids, you tell your kids to vacuum the floor or wash the dishes, and then you see them washing the dishes, and then they like go to the bathroom, and you ask them, you didn't finish washing, or you tell them you didn't finish washing the dishes. Why? And it's like, because I went to the bathroom, I had to pee. I was like, okay, but you need to finish washing the dishes. I'm sorry. I had to go pee. That's what a kid would think in their head. I had to go pee. Now think about that. If you're a parent and you had that particular conversation that I just said, now take that and bring that to work. You know, did you do those reports that I asked you to do? Yeah, and I'm still working on it. And why aren't you finished? Because I had to go to the bathroom and I won't be finished for another hour. Okay, well, I need you to finish those reports before the end of the day. Didn't I just tell you? You know, things like that. That is harassment, that is bullying. When you tell somebody, when someone tells you to do this, that, and the other, and you're already doing it, or when you told somebody your intentions and they come back a week later and tell you to do something that you've been doing before they got there, that's harassment. That's something that they don't need to be into. I mean, not need to be into. No, that's something they don't need to be into. Just like, back up. This is not about you. If you see me getting a cup of coffee on one of those 34-degree days that we've been having, don't tell me you're not here to drink coffee. You're here to work. Yeah, I am here to work. And being that it's 34 degrees outside, and I just came from outside to get a cup of coffee, even though I've been here an hour and a half, you know what I'm saying? I can have a cup of coffee. It's not affecting anyone. It's not affecting the job. It's not affecting your job. So, I've gone through things like that, which is harassment. I've gone through just this. So one day, like I said, triggered, I couldn't take it. Then I thought about quiet quitting. Quiet quitting, the bare minimum. I just stuck with what the game plan was when I first started there. This. Yep. Do anything extra? No, I'm not doing anything extra.
I never do what people expect of me.
So, also, what also triggered is being treated like a lazy teenager is, yeah, I talk back to this person because you're not going to throw words out there that kind of hint at I can fire you today or tomorrow, because why would you? I'm doing the job. I'm doing what I was brought here to do.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Now, you showed me some things that I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay. And then I've done it. And then I've showed you some things that you didn't know. And now that you know, you come back and tell me things that I've already told you and throw them back to me. Listen. Last time I checked, I'm over 45. I did basic training. I've been sent to the office in school before once or twice. Literally once or twice, not a lot. So, being called to the supervisor's office for pretty much bullshit, like literally just bullshit, like really? You call me in the office because your feelings got hurt? You mad because everybody in the building likes me and people just not really vibing with you because, you know, you're a little different. You don't have what I have, the charisma, the smile, the charm. Come on, I'm like, come on. I mean, you sound like you hate. And during the quiet quitting, I told the supervisor that the one thing that I wasn't going to do, because I gave reasons why that I wasn't going to do this one thing. It's nothing to get mad over. I mean, if you have reasons for not doing it and they concern your health, then you just leave it alone. Fast forward, lunchtime, I get a paper saying, as of right now, you have been terminated. Your services are no longer needed here.
You're fired.
Really? So I wasn't mad about it. I was like, okay. And I packed my stuff and I was like, wow. Now I was already thinking about resigning. I even had a job interview and I had a second job interview. So in my head, I was ready to drop that resignation. I was ready. But when they came in and said that, you know, you can go, I was a little pissed. I was not really confused, but confused, because it was like as of right then and there. Like, wow. Not end of day. No, it was, you're fired. Give me your badge, give me the keys. Give me the keys to the company car. You're gone. Wow. So I really was like shaken. Like, I just lost my job. But at the same time, I was like, quiet quitting. Okay. So quiet quitting is a thing. Quiet quitting could backfire because, you know, if you have those particular, you know, managers, supervisors, leads, whatever you call people who are in charge now, because, you know, they can write all these things down, manipulate it, discombobulate it, transmogrify it to make you look bad and make them look good. But, and that's how quiet quitting could backfire. But at the same time, when you quiet quit and you know what your job's expectations are, and you've gone above and beyond and it's gotten you nowhere, so you're like, screw this shit.
What I want is to be appreciated.
Just when you quiet quit, make sure you back it up. So, quiet quitting, yeah, it's a real thing. When you come to work or you go to work, then it's like, what the hell am I doing here? Yeah, you start to quiet quit. You start questioning your life decisions. You start questioning, you look around. Like, some people have looked around and realized, I don't need that third car. Some people have looked around and thought, why do I have a Bowflex and I have a Planet Fitness membership? You know, some things you realize that are just unnecessary. Why do I still have those clothes? those can go. I don't even fit them anymore, and I have no intentions on ever fitting in those again. Toss them out. Like this, the saying goes, less is more. Less stuff, more space. More stuff, less space. Less is more, more is less. And that's what's happening. So now that I'm not at that job anymore, I feel so free. I am like, it's like when it's freedom. It's what it's like you just it's like and it hasn't been a week yet. Matter of fact, today's Friday. The time that I was there and these past 3 or 4 days that I've been home was like, wow. I think I really needed to be here. I needed to be home because things are out of control. And I'm like, and I'm starting a new chapter. I'm getting back into something that I've avoided for a long time because I just really didn't have the ideas, or I didn't have the sources, or if I had the sources, I'm into instant gratification. That's the point of Instagram. Instant. I am Instagram. I'm instant. I need, like, if I needed $1 million by, next year, I'm going to play the lottery until I get $1 million. I need it. I can't be like people and work for it and work. It's like, I'm working to become a millionaire. It's going to take about 5 or 6 years. No. If I wanted to be a millionaire that bad, I need to be a millionaire now. I need to hit that $1 million mark by Christmas. Or not even by Christmas, by my birthday. And I'm King Leo, so you already know when my birthday is. So I'm just saying. But what I've been doing so far has been, it's been there. But now I'm like, yes, this is it. This podcast, Stone Cold Gentleman, finally something that me and Sean and I can come together and go, yes, let's do this. This is pretty much what we were all about. It's all about, you have to be happy at what you're doing. A lot of people, you go to work and it's like, so quiet quitting. Oh my gosh, it's so freeing. It's freeing. It's like I do not have to deal with you. Like the next time I see you, I don't work for you. I can cuss you out, or I can give you the finger, or I can just go, I get nuts. I won't, but that is just something that is like, I couldn't do this at work, but we in the streets now. And since we in the streets, so yeah, quiet quitting is a thing. It's a real thing. And you'll know that you're quiet quitting when you go out on like 4 or 5 interviews, taking those personal days that you had, or you looking around and you're like, I can do that tomorrow. I can do that later. That's what quiet quitting is all about. Just beware of, quiet firing, which I knew could happen, but at the same time, I'm glad it happened because I feel good. So, this is your King Leo, I want to say blog, but this is a little something, just to let you know that, when people talk about quiet quitting, what exactly is quiet quitting. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's a health thing. It's a mental health thing. It's something that needs to be done to bring you back into reality, or bring you back, just bring you back into life. You know, let's not make it so hard. There are people out there who still have cars that they're paying for or whatever. We have 3 cars that are paid for, and it feels good. There are a lot of beautiful cars out there that we would love to have, but there are also car payments that we glad we don't have. That's where we try. That's where we like. That's what we like. So, quiet quitting. If you see yourself going to work, quitting every hour, I quit. You're putting it out there that something new is about to happen. And I hope it does happen for you. That new thing, that new venture, because it happened to me and it feels wonderful. I think I'm gonna quit right now because I might just start rambling and just be like, okay, you still blah blah blah. So I'm gonna cut it out. So it's your boy King Leo. Quiet quitting. Look it up. Look at your life. Think about, are you quiet quitting? Are you ready to get quiet fired? Are you in between, don't know where you want to be? Hey, if you have the passion for something else and you about to get that, when I say get that, I mean get that. Like, you have your job and your side hustle or your passion is like, I love doing this. Feel free to quiet quit and put all your effort into that thing. How do I know? Quiet quit made the King Leo shirt. Anyway, King Leo and the Barbecue Boys, we'll be back. We're coming. Sean T and Rhonda Stacks, keep listening for them. DJ Kevin Rucker on the Friday. Oh man, the Friday Stone Cold Groove. Come on, people. This is how you know things are happening, when you have people coming together to talk about things. And good music on the Friday. Something you can crank. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna crank some Kevin right now. Matter of fact, let me see. Today is Friday, so there should be some new Kevin right there. Let's see. Yep. Yep. Friday. All right. That's right. It's me, King Leo, for the Stone Cold Gentlemen. You know where we are. It's the FaceNet tube. Well, we're not on the Snap anymore. Well, we never were on the Snap. But we're on Spotify. We're on Instagram. We're on iTunes. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Podomatic. There's also the StoneColdGentleman.com. Ooh, wow. I mean, quiet quitting to do something like this. Yeah. I'm out. Before I start rambling again. I'm out of here. Enjoy the weekend. King Leo, Stone Cold Gentleman. Stone Cold Gentleman. Stone Cold Gentleman. You're probably thinking, what exactly is a Stone Cold